Hey, so going to show you some stuff with the Korg Volca Bass synth in the next couple of videos. It's actually a very affordable analog synth. It's only like £90 or £100, and it's true analog. You have 3 oscillators and you have this pattern or sequencer at the bottom, so it's capable of some great 303 acid style techno lines. Also going to show you how I integrate it into my workflow using this sequencer to create really cool grooves, sequences, and then load them onto a different synth, say in Logic. It's just as more of a kind of groove creation tool, creating hooks that you wouldn't normally go ahead and program yourself. So I'll discuss quickly how I've got it set up. It's coming down the audio channel, so input 1 and 2, and my mic is also coming down this same channel, as I've only got a stereo out from my mixing desk into my sound card, so everything's coming down this one channel. And I've also got the machine controller Mark II set up as a MIDI controller, and the reason for this is so I've not only got the audio coming in, but when I hit play it's sequenced up. So if I hit play in Logic or hit the space bar or something like that, the sequence starts playing. And the way you set that up is if you go up here into your preferences, MIDI, and you go over to sync, MIDI sync project settings, make sure the destination is the machine controller Mark II or whatever your MIDI controller is. And I've got my machine Mark II in MIDI mode, so it's sending MIDI, so this is now responding to MIDI. And also I could actually go ahead and program a MIDI sequence in there. So that's all very useful. So now we're going to look at the Volca Bass synth. So analog synth, you have 3 oscillators. You can actually pitch the oscillators, so you can get like some nice chords going, or detuned chords. And so over here we can have them grouped individually. I mean, that's muted now. So hit function and mute, and I can mute and unmute them. Also we can put them into different groups, so they're all on together there, all 3 oscillators, and then I can start tuning them. So go like +3 semitones on here and get nice little techno chords. You've got the octave here, the peak, which is the resonance, the cutoff, and you've got some envelope controls up here, tempo, so it's locked into Logic tempo at the moment, so the tempo is irrelevant. Attack, decay, release, and this is the amount of envelope modulation that has been applied to the cutoff frequency. You also got LFOs, so you can assign these to the cutoff or to the pitch. So LFO target, it hits a function here to get into your menus, and then target it to the pitch. LFO volume, LFO rate, or we can go target it to the cutoff and pitch, or just one or the other. You have switchable square wave or sawtooth waves here. And some various other parameters. I'm not going to cover everything here, but what I did want to get stuck into was the pattern sequencer. So we've got some kind of, I'm going to turn some of the other sounds down in here, and what I love to do is create patterns and sequences in here. So we can actually go ahead and clear what's in here, a whole function, and go over to this clear. I can clear all here, so I go to step 16, and now it's empty bank. And you can record stuff in live. What I like to do is step record, and I actually had to figure this out, but the keyboard starts, funnily enough, it doesn't start on a C, it starts. Open up the envelope a bit here. We've played around with a lot of the tuning, so I'm just going to have this solo oscillator here and pitch it to zero pitch. And it starts at A. Open up the decay a bit. So the keyboard starts at A and then goes up, and then you have 16 keys basically on the keyboard. So, and then you can activate step record. So I'm going to go function, step record, and then I just press a key for each step. So I'm going to start off with an A, and then you see the flashing light moves to step 2. So then I could maybe go an octave up and do another A, and go back down again, do an A, an octave down, and then you just go through 16 steps, and maybe 3 semitones up, 5, 7, 8, go back to an octave up, do another A, maybe an octave down now, do another A, and then go back to A again, 8 semitones up, 7. So I'm kind of looking at the A minor scale here. Maybe another octave up. And then we'll give that a play. And maybe I'll just mute some of the other stuff in here. So that's our hook. And then I like to tweak around with it. And the stuff that I think is really cool in here is the active step and the slide edit. So if I go to function, active step, and it shows me all the steps in the sequence that are active. Let's take the LFO off. So I can start taking some of these out of the sequence. So we get something we like. Or turn all these back on again. You can do something like, you can go function, slide edit, and now I can select which steps have glide or slide on them. So we get that classic 3 of 3 sound. And it's just not a sound you would go ahead and program with MIDI or play in with your keyboard. And you can tweak the pitch. Or turn on another oscillator. And what I have actually done with some tunes that I've made is I've recorded this stuff in live, because obviously you can't automate any of this stuff once it's inside your DAW. So hit record on Logic and played around with obviously the filter and the cutoff and stuff, but the active step, and you would just never go program something like that. So it would be great for live use. Also, just getting three hooks in there, and just, you know, rather than just having an arpeggiated sequence looping over and over, just record like 3 or 4 passes and choose your favourite one and start editing the audio. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm going to look at the Volca Bass again in the next video and how we can start using some MIDI sequence created by this in our DAW. Alright, cheers.